What's going on, everybody? Let me get that out of there. There we go. There we go. What's going on, everybody? I'm just tighten it up a little bit. Want less of me on here, you know what I mean? Let me see what songs I still got playing. What's going on, everybody? I'm MK Ultra. This is Strange Backcountry. Welcome to my humble home. We're just chilling today. Getting a little refit after yesterday. I got a lot of technical issues to tackle, but it's gonna happen. Don't worry. Let me go into chat here, see how everyone's doing. I do got some content for you guys tonight. I got a video to show you guys, about 4 minutes long, a little under, of that area that the bus was at. I took it this morning. I was actually gonna post it as a short, but I was like, you know what? I'll just save it for I think it was like a minute over what a short's supposed to be. So I was like, I'll just play it on the stream, give you guys some fresh stuff. I wanted to talk about my getting back into the Bigfoot kind of lore 10, 12 years ago. Tuna, you got something to say? So I got the pictures I took on my very first Bigfoot hunt. That was actually actually they had a date. It was 2019, so it wasn't that long ago. It's like what, 7 years ago. So I got some pictures to show you that. Good quality Bigfoot stomping action. Some Bigfoot foot pictures. I got some tree structures. You get to see a non-gray bearded MK. But let me get in a chat. Let me throw some banners up. Oh wait. Look at that one. Wow, getting fancy. Let me check out chat real fast. Joseph, what is going on? Miranda Crew, good to see you there. Ristol, got Okie. Great to see you. Scott Faulkner, what's going on? Is that Michelle? So she's probably in there too somewhere. Sherry Tango, got Mickey Richards. There's Michelle. Danger Dave, Duke Tucker, good to see you. Stone Ape Adventures, what's going on? I forgot I can click these things. Let me go pop through a couple of them. Man, thank you guys for showing up. Oh, Pop Stone Adventures, can't believe I missed you. Did you get those things tightened up, MK? Not yet. I'm actually gonna go down to Tractor Supply. We'll talk about that. I think some of the gravel roads here have kind of like loosened up a couple of lug nuts, which was on the table of possibilities. If Mulvey Motorsports is in here, he's gonna say, I told you to tighten those up. I did. I don't have the right socket size. I told myself, go pick one up after you leave the shop, and then I didn't. So I'm gonna go down to Tractor Supply. They're not bad. They're not like falling off or anything. But I'm just gonna mosey my way down. There's a Tractor Supply not too far from here, and I'm gonna pick a good socket up for it. And I gotta take that toolbox out. I don't know if I ever. One day I'll do the full tour of the bus. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow after I pick up that socket. I'll give you guys a full tour. There's like a workshop in the back. It actually fits like a 5-drawer Craftsman toolbox. Can just slide right between the lift gate and the very back wall. And I do have like a whole assortment of tools. And I have a 3/4 inch heavy duty ratchet. I just need to probably get a piece of pipe. A classic shop pipe, and I'll probably get and I'm gonna break an impact. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me see if anybody else. We got a lot of people coming in. Oh wow, yeah, nice. H. Smith, good to see you, man. But yeah, I'll show you. I guess a video first. Let me throw up. So I took this morning. Is it in here? Where'd I put? Oh wait, no, I gotta share it. My bad. It was too big for the StreamYards. Let me not share screen. Sure. Oh, can I share a video file? Will it do it? Okay, cool. It will. So guys, I took this morning. This is the immediate area. This is actually down the Forest Service road, just a bit from the bus. And I haven't actually seen this on a screen this big yet. So maybe there's one point. I'm not sure if you guys can see the bus, but I can just make out the roof line of it. Let's throw it up.
Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna
go
show you around that spot that's like near where the bus is parked right now. And I thought this was a lot of gold mining taking place here, and there's some pits dug, kind of right off the. This is the old dirt road I was telling you about, and if you look real hard, you can kind of see the white rooftop. Maybe not on this. You can see a bus down there, but this is the old Forest Service road. It's gated back there where I stopped the bus. But yeah, here's some old pits there from the gold mining days, and there's just quartz. It's like a mountain of quartz. And in fact, there's a fire ring of quartz, it looks like, over there. You really gotta watch out for copperheads this time of year, especially in I always try to avoid the sun as much as possible, like the sunspots, because they'll be out there sunbathing. Little fun tip. Yeah, that's a big one. See, just quartz everywhere. Now, it's not really a fire pit. I don't see no ash or char or anything. Oh wow, there's a big boulder of quartz down there. We're gonna check that out. All right, that's a little weird. I wonder who made that. But there is some chopped woods there. I guess maybe it's just old, and it all kind of went into the ground. If it was a spiral, I'd be a little concerned. Let's go check out this giant quartz boulder again. Watching out for copperheads. They're out. Really trying to look where I'm walking. This is like one of those pictures you see where it's like, look for the copperhead. And like it takes you 5 minutes to find it. But this boulder is it actually all quartz? That is right there. Wow, look at that. Wow. Yeah, wow. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, like another old road right here. That's massive. Let me see if I can get you. Might be the biggest chunk of quartz I've ever seen just laying around. Jeez. Yeah, it's just everywhere up here. The whole mountain's made of it. And this is sort of somewhat centralized in the Uwharrie, so I wonder if this is like the literal heart of a ancient volcano. Geologists, are you out there? Let me know. All right, guys, I'm gonna head back to the bus. I'm gonna move it. Gotta just do a quick little resupply. I'm definitely coming back out to this spot. It just has that vibe. It just seems like this is a place where you would see like a Bigfoot or a ghost or anything really. It's got that vibe about it.
Oh, hey, what's going on? Yeah, so that was a little exploration around there. Yeah, I thought that was an impressive area. It's basically all quartz up there now, and there's a throughout. If you were to take that hiking trail, you actually pass this one area where it's like dug out ditch, like giant holes, and you can tell these. I guess gold is found within the quartz. So there's just blasted quartz everywhere, and just like kind of those little piles you saw, where it's just like real small pieces of quartz, there's just piles of it out there. It's really an incredible place to go if you're into that type of thing. Mickey says the rock is out of place. It stood out to me, that's for sure. Now, there's been so much, like I said, agriculture, attempts at agriculture in that area, gold mining and all that. So the quartz were just moved around a lot just by man. Snake gators, if you got them, Scorpius actually provided me with some fresh, brand new snake gators. So I'm gonna skate gators. I'm gonna have to start wearing them during the day. I was just kind of taking a stroll down that back roads. I got this is the ADHD life. My eye like got zoned into that ring, and then I saw the boulder, and I was like, okay, now I'm going off. But before you die, you like in the woods. Hard hard rock mining tellings, yeah. And then someone brought up if I did any gold panning out there. And another thing Scorpius provided was a gold pan. So I do need to hit it up. I completely forgot about it until I saw that comment. I was like, oh, that's right. I gotta go out there and do some gold panning. And then Stone Ape Adventures. I also want to welcome Scorpius to chat. There he is. And Scribe Becca is here. What's going on? The Discord King. Oh wait, what was that one? Bristol. Make sure Jesse sees that in the GPS so Joe can retrieve it. Oh yeah, come out there with a cherry picker. I don't even know how much something like that would even weigh. You know what I mean? That's like tons, right? And it's so big too, I guess, because of what sticks out, because like what I was saying before, like the gold is found within the quartz. So most of the time when you find it out, they're dug out in big quantities. It's totally broken down to nothing. And just completely broken. So like for that big piece to kind of exist, I don't know, it surprises me. It's like more of a rarity, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that like there's stuff like that all over the place. Scorpius here got an answer here. Yes, gold is often found as veins injected through quartz. If you get too hot, gold panning in the creeks. Oh yeah, the creek stuff I kind of understand because I think I watched enough TV shows where I kind of get the concept of it. The actual mining for it, that seems hard. That seems like really hard. Danger Dave comes in. Have you found places that look like some flint napping took place? Absolutely. You can find them out here, like in shallow caves or rock formations and piles of flaked and some broken points all over. This is maybe, you gotta come out here then. This is maybe like the mecca of arrowhead manufacturing. There's actually a place south of here called Town Creek Indian Mound. You can check it out. I'll bring it up actually. I don't know why I keep like telling you guys to do stuff. Leave this and go check this out. I'll show you guys it. But the native tribes local here actually had like a full-on manufacturing system going on here where they would flint. There's actually a place called we were just talking about me and Kyle when we were hanging out like 2 weeks ago. But I think it's called Shingle Trap Mountain, and the whole top, and it's like almost like a black obsidian looking. Here's what's interesting: across the lake here is Murrah Mountain State Park, and there you find this huge. You can walk, the trails go right over it, where they've flinted arrowheads all over the mountain there, and it's white. And on the other side of that lake is where I was talking about, is like this black obsidian, and they would you can go up there, you can see where they've napped, and it's the entire top of the mountains. I mean, it's unbelievable. Then I guess they would like take it down the river. Now, what's interesting about Town Creek Indian Mound is they have a great museum. It's a little museum there, and I would highly recommend going there. I had a blast. As soon as I saw it, it was like some sort of like Aztec, like pyramid type of thing. You know, it had that like almost that like the corners of it or something. Something just popped in my head, and there's a structure on top of it too. And I think on the equinoxes, like there's a thing that happens with the sun. But anyway, you go to this museum, and inside there they have artifacts that they've dug up in that area, like right around. And there was a pipe from, I forget what it was, like 13,000 years ago, something crazy. But there was copper also. Those copper. This was more like maybe 600-700 years ago. And I'm just kind of spitballing here. Check it out for yourself. But and it was copper, like decorations, jewelry. And that was all mined from, I believe, Wisconsin or maybe Michigan. But I'm thinking Wisconsin is the answer. And they've traced it, like how it got transported down here from like the Mississippi River. There's another tribe there that was taking it in because they've matched that copper with that copper to the copper in Wisconsin. Really incredible stuff. So yeah, like if you into arrowheads, people have found tomahawk heads out here, which I guess is like super rare. And they found what's the other thing? Just some like spears and things like that. They actually had that Town Creek Indian Mound. They do the ancient Olympics once a year. I don't know if they still do it, but I know I went there one day because I'm a big fan of those Adilacs. You ever seen some Adilacs get thrown? Oh, that stuff's a beast. But yeah. What were we talking about? Bigfoot? Let me find where that one was. I'll start back up again. We got hey, what's going on, Amy? Good to see you. Flying in for a branch landing. Nice hawk. Great to see you here. God. Just catching up, guys. Just catching up. I got some pictures to go over with you guys. Love throwing tomahawks. Yeah, these stuff like that. It's really awesome to watch. I'm like, I don't even watch the Olympics, but if you tell me there's some ancient Olympics going on, it is fascinating to see how like sometimes you watch like with the Adilacs, I'm like, this is like a serious weapon now. Like this is brutal now if you got good with that. And it's just like some sticks. Like Now I'm gonna bring up some pictures here. Let me get that set up here. I don't know if it would be considered a slide. I was gonna go. I kind of told my Bigfoot story here, or at least what got me back into looking for Bigfoot, and then I'll go maybe more into that too. Oh, here they are right here. Let me see if I can slideshow this up. Oh, it won't let me select all of them. Okay, just welcome to the show, guys, where I kind of mumble to myself. Let me get a couple of them ready. But yeah, like those I know people have found like tomahawk heads or whatever they're called. Like maybe they're just like more of an axe head sort of deal, but I know like it's a big deal if you find one of those. Super rare. And like you may be out walking in the woods and you're finding like an uprooted tree stump from where it fell over, and you just see like somebody's chair sitting there, and then a milk crate, and there's like a screen little thing where like someone just goes out there every day and goes through there and looks for those. That's super cool. Joanne, welcome. Sherry, welcome. Let me bring up. So what got me back into looking for Bigfoot out here was if you know me, you probably heard this story a million times, but I'll go ahead and just lay the quick story out. But I was doing just I had a 3-day weekends a long time ago, and I would just kind of come out here and try different trails every weekend. And this one, I went to the Baden Lake area, and I took there are actually bridle trails out through there. So I hiked this bridle trail up to the side of this mountain, then I came down and I hit the Uwharrie River, and I hiked along it for a little bit before setting up camp. I had like a peaceful night in the camp, nothing crazy. And the next morning I packed up early because there was a hurricane coming in. And as I'm hiking out, I'm talking like I left out maybe at 6:30. I maybe got to where these people were at around 7. And it was they were off on this like little car camp that's right off the gravel road, and the trail was coming in this way. So I got up on the road, but as I'm passing them, they're like throwing stuff in the truck, and like they're getting out of there like in a hurry, and they're kind of mean mugging me. I walk down the road a bit, and then the lady pulls up next to me, and she winds down her window, and she's like, "Hey, were you the guy running up and down this mountain last night?" And the answer was no. But also, like, I turned around and looked at it, and it's like, this is like a substantial rocky mountain. Like it's thick terrain, especially this was like, it's warm out. I know it was thick. It was leafy, so it was definitely like in the summertime. And I was like, there's no way someone was running down there. And I asked her, like, what did it look like? Or what did he look like? And she's just kind of like, I don't know if she meant like itself or that it was too dark, but she was like, it was dark. And then her husband pulled up behind him, like, bopped the horn. She took off. I was like, I'm going back there. I'm going to go up to the top of that mountain and see what's going on. And I got the photographs here to kind of like show you what I came across and what got me back into all this. Let me jump. Oh, yeah, see, yeah, we got Cryptid Castleberry in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me drop down small for a second, and I'll bring up the first one. Get a sip of this. I popped in a Zen, and now I'm getting like hot mouths from the Zen. Yeah, this is stage. So I came back there, like that hurricane blew through, and I followed it out. And while that hurricane was going on, I was looking at satellite pictures, and I figured, okay, at this time I'm thinking flesh and blood primate. If I was going to have to stay sneaky and move around, and I know where he was. I know it was from the top of a mountain to the river. So top of the mountain to a river, water source. I was like, okay, maybe they just run down, get what they need, and run back up. And that was interesting to me because I camp out in a way called man, I don't even remember what it's called, but I camp on ridge tops. I don't ever camp low near the creeks because that's where you get bugs and humidity. So you want to avoid all that. I think it's worth the extra effort to carry 2-3 liters of water up a mountain and then camp up top of there where you got like no bugs, low humidity. To each their own. It's kind of like how, like I said, if you think it's worth carrying up the extra water. So it made sense to me, like, okay, maybe they like hanging out at the tops of the mountains. So I was looking for like really thick parts of foliage through satellite pictures. So I would go through like the winter months, like Google Earth history, and I would go through I go, oh, this part right here where those two mountains and the ridgeline kind of dips, there's a little bit of a thicket there. Because of what kind of plants, I guess, are able to kind of grow in that area. So I'm going, okay, well, that could be a path of travel right there. So I started heading towards that mountain, and where there was a path of travel in my eyes of where, if these things were out there, where it would be moving through. So I start back on the same trail I did, and it started going up to that same mountain, but where I went the previous, couple days prior, like to the left, I went right and started going up the mountain trail. I got to a certain point. This is a bridle trail, so though they're going up the mountain, they're like dug in like trenches. So at a certain point, the trail goes along. It doesn't go like over the top. It goes along kind of the side. So once I got to the apex of that, I started heading up towards the actual like top of the mountain, which I don't know if you guys, you guys can't see my mouse, but it'd be on the left side of that picture. You can see it kind of angling up. There's some sort of flashing vehicle out there, but it's like a work truck or something. So this is where I started cutting off. And as soon as I got away where I could just barely make out the bridle trail that I saw earlier, but like far enough where I couldn't see this on the bridle trail, and maybe just the top of it, I came across this structure. And here, let me remove myself completely from this. Let me drop some banners. But I want you guys to take notice of like how, again, I'm following after a hurricane. So no one's been out here. I'm the first person to be showing up and walking up here since a hurricane. And this is like, I got another one I'll show you guys too. But that really caught my eye. And you can look at the base of these things. There was no stumps. It was just it was stacked like a teepee. Let me remove that one. There's another angle from it. And I gotta remind you guys, like, this is my first time. This was my first hunt, I guess you could say, or my first kind of time really looking for it. So I wasn't like prepared photographically for it. So some of these pictures aren't exactly like top notch. Let me go find, I guess this would be a good one. Now, when I got to the top, I noticed there was a, I wonder if I can expand this. I noticed there was like a log laying across. And this is like at the top of the mountain. I noticed there was a log laying across, and there was a chunk taken out the top. And I could see where the leaves were freshly like ruffled, and then it landed in a kind of a print at the end. And the whole time I'm thinking like, well, this is very fresh, because here's the print there. Now I know like it's leaves, but you can actually see the impact of it. And there's a better picture here I'm about to bring up now. But to me, it was like, this is like the classic Bigfoot footprint. Here's kind of a high res. You can see toe impressions in it. This was like the thing's left foot. And he stumbled. Like I know this doesn't make any sense for like an apex, like forest giant beast, but like to me, it looked like, okay, well, he knocked the top of his foot with that log, came down hard. Because there was like two other ones, but they were less defined. It's like they tapered off. This was the most defined, and you could just like, I could just see the impact of it. Like these leaves were squashed like just down. It was really incredible. Let me remove some of these. I'm gonna make room for some more pictures. And there was a couple of them that I had to save off. I couldn't transfer the files from my other phone, so it was like a screenshot that I took. But you get the picture. So anyway, I found that. I set up camp. This was maybe like 10 feet from that area. You can see where I pushed back the leaves and everything. I said, I'm just gonna lay right here. So if something's going from the top of the mountain, which is right here, and going down, well, it should come by. And I was just like shocked that nothing happened. It was, I laid in that tent all by myself, quiet. I just laid there. I know I didn't go to sleep till about like maybe midnight. I think I pushed, because it was just so boring. I was like, I'm just falling asleep. And I bring that footprint back. Yeah, I know it's one of those things, but it's like, it's hard to see. But you were there, you could see the 3-dimensional of it. Like it was a proper Bigfoot footprint. Here it is again with my foot. I mean, it was a good like 15 inches long, and it was just wide, like 7 inches wide. Just massive. I wear 9.5, so I don't have like the biggest feet in the world, but those are just like 9.5 Merrills, you know. Oh, let me go to chat. See if we got anybody new in here. Paul F. Green, what's going on? Oh, these are old pictures. These are old pictures. This is from like 7 years ago. This is right after a hurricane. Fires were totally cool back then. Don't arrest me, bro. Everything's fine. I didn't break any laws. This is not from today. No, I like I said, I don't normally make fires. That night I needed fire, and it was for the reason you think. It is to kind of like give you a little bit of orange courage, if you know. I just wanted to have something kind of going, just in case something popped up. Don't arrest me, bro. Don't call the cops on me. Let me bring up some more pictures. Now this one, like this is one of the funky ones I had to save off my phone, but this was at the top too. And right at the base there is the log in question that like I think the foot hit, and it kind of stumbled a bit and landed hard. But at the top, and it was a whole row of them. Man, I wish I could zoom in more because it was actually like another one a little bit further back than that one. That's hard to see. All these trees were broken off it was a straight line, and they were all broken off in about 8.5, 9 feet, and they were just snapped. I thought it was fascinating. Okay, Scorpio says the red flags have expired. Good. Let me bring up another picture. Like I said, I'll show you a picture. This is a young MK. Look at that. Oh man, I'm removing that. That's a terrible one. Let me bring up another one. I thought I had one more picture from that adventure. Oh no, that was all. Okay, well I do want to check out the I'll go back to that print one. Because yeah, this is what got me back into it. I said there's no way that I followed a hurricane out. So everything that's disturbing the surface should be new post hurricane within hours, like within 7 hours, 6 hours. And here's this footprint right where someone told me someone was running down from the top of the mountain, and it got me right back into it. And I was thinking, okay, I'll find this dude in no time, and here I am now. But that's what got me back into it, and I'd like to hear what you guys think about it all. I'll keep some of the main pictures up. I need to go. I'll bring that one back up of the log, because you can see the disturbance where I see again. I wish nowadays I would have had video of it. I would have taken some really good pictures really to show, but there was like chips of that log that were broken off. And if I could zoom in a little bit, I think that should be possible, right? Full screen layout. That doesn't change the size though. But yeah, they were like, it was like such force to just take the top of that, and it's rotten log. Like it's not like if you were to rub your feet on it, you could probably do the same. But I just think it blew my mind. And then yeah, right at the end of it, that, and you can see, like I said, if you look just at the base of that, let me take this banner down again. Just in the base, that is that log, so you can kind of see where it was walking through that area. Again, by these weird tree breaks. That was like a beautiful. It was hot. Don't get me wrong, but that was like a beautiful camp out. But yeah, that's where it all started from. Let me go into chat. I'll pop up. The fires are back on the menu. Oh yeah. H. Smith says, yeah, that's a pretty distinctive print to be able to see it. See, it's the left foot. Yeah, like I said, like the toes of it, and you can see it somewhat there. That's one thing that where it's like the picture doesn't, a 2D picture doesn't grasp. And I think it's awesome those like 3D scanners now that you can just scan a print. That's some cool tech for Bigfoot hunting. Because like that's one of the things I don't ever cast prints. Most of the time, what you come across is in like really thick leaves or a pine straw, so it's not very conducive to getting like a good print. Every once in a while, though, you find something where you're like, oh man, I wish I had some plaster of Paris. And this is one of the times where I think I would have gotten a decent print out of it if I would have brought that. Kipper Casper, that print looks classic. Yeah, and that's what absolutely got me back into it. I said, wow, that's a classic Bigfoot print. And here it is again next to my foot. And yeah, it goes from like, I mean, you can see it in there enough. It's wild. It blew my mind. And now here I am. Trying different screens out. How's everybody doing? I saw some comment about Dark Florida. Make sure Brooks' channel is Dark Florida. Yeah, Brooks in here. What's going on? We need to do another one. Our last episode we did. I'm gonna throw it in chat because it was a banger. We talked about. I don't really like to repeat my stories too much. I know that was crazy because I just repeated like the whole story, but like I want to go back on her show because she's a pleasure to talk to, and I was like, I can we just talk about something like it's like a different topic, and so we did like a study hall thing where we went over the 1897 airship mystery. I still got the book in here actually. Yeah, I got a book. I took notes. Let me throw that in chat. Yeah, that was a really fun show to do. I've been on there twice. I don't remember the episode names. Wait a minute. Where's mine? Oh, wait, there it is. Where's my episode? I'm going to throw that in chat. Check that out if you're looking for something to listen to late at night. You can hear me rambling about airship mysteries. Tuna's having some sort of asthma attack. That pollen, I think, is getting to her. I mean, it's getting to me. It's all over everything. It just cakes on. What's his reference? Anybody else see that? See the Jeff vid of Sasquatch that came out? Good video. No, I haven't seen that. I'd be curious to see that. What would I search to look for? Well, I guess I won't play it on there. Not in this community. But yeah, normally I would just bring it up and just throw the channel in the chat. But yeah, that probably wouldn't be kosher. Let me remove some of this stuff. Tomorrow I'm going to tackle after the lug nuts. I want to tackle the again some of this tech stuff figured out. I wanted to get it more like it needs to be more like analog. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like there's got to be a way. Oh, here's another good find I got. If you come to Uwari, and I welcome all of you to come to Uwari, it's a kick-ass place to go. An off-roading season just started up. Track down one of these maps. This is like the first new map in like I want to say 11 to 12 years. I know it's kind of blown out, but this was done by I think this was put together by the Uwari Trailblazers. Yeah, there's a little thing down there from good quality, but this is like the most recent map, most up to date. And I was looking for one of these. I didn't want to order it online because it's kind of hard to get like packages delivered. But El Dorado Outpost had one on handy, and I picked one up. Pretty cool. I would say this is a must-have. If you come to Uwari, grab this one. It is just the hiking trails, but it also has roads and everything. But you're gonna want to see it. They got some landmarks, good stuff. Was just this guy named Jeff caught him off guard supposedly. Oh, I'd be curious to see it. Is it like describe the video to me in grave detail? I want to hear about it. I love a good Sasquatch video. I don't know whatever became of that Georgia one. I think it came out of Georgia, but it was like a guy and his son, and they were in like a field. Across it, there was like a tree line, looked very muddy, and there was something kind of bobbing in and out of a tree. And then like its arm came out, and his arm, that's what like trips me out. It was like his arm was super long. Did that? I think I saw something about it being debunked, but was there actually any like real debunking, or what? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let me find a screenshot of that. How do I even find that? It's so hard to find a Bigfoot picture. Bigfoot. I think it was Georgia. Georgia video picture. I'll at least bring up like a still shot of it. No, it's just. Oh, this was a good one though. Let me see if I can. Pop them back, guys. 1 second. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. This isn't the video I was talking about, but I found this interesting. Oh, did it not? It's all good. There's another video that popped up. There was not a video, just pictures. But like this thing, like kind of hunched over. I think it was in a campground, and it starts standing up. And I've heard so many Sasquatch chronicles and interviews where people say like when it's in a crouch position, when it starts to stand up, it seems like it's never going to end. It just keeps going and going. And I think this video actually captures it really well. Let me see. Can I just go to the website that this is located in? Oh, I can just share it on the. There it is. That's the one. But in that video, like that thing starts standing up, and like this is kind of cheating it because on the left side, it's actually lower when it starts, and then yeah, it just keeps standing. It just goes forever. It's one of the craziest ones. The dude's son had a Halloween costume on his page that resembled it. Even had the arm extension on. Oh, that'd be it then. Because yeah, that's what sold that. That's what kind of like immediately popped my ear. Almost sold it to me. It was like that arm looks long. Oh, it sounded like someone was talking. Maybe there was someone talking. It's just a guy named Jeff. Oh yeah, that's the other video. I need to find that other one. I watched a little Olympic Strange Days had a new video out. So I caught up on that. What are you guys watching? What's the show to be? As I look for this Georgia picture. I might be completely wrong on it being a Georgia video. But hey, there was that dude's costume with the arm extensions. Who cares? You know what I mean? That's a bummer though. Because I think that's like the exact quality I'm used to. I'm used to those like 90s Bigfoot footage, you know, like the Freeman footage. And what's that other good one out of Florida where it's like the guy's coming up behind it and it's like picking away at like a cedar tree and it's like tearing chunks out of it. I thought that was a fascinating one. What's going on, Appalachian Magic? Joanne B says it's nice to be around folks that believe in Bigfoot. Yeah, even if you don't believe in Bigfoot, you can hang out. It's fine. Like I'm still like I've never had a Class A sighting of one. That's really what I want to have. I've heard enough strange stuff. I felt like I've been in the presence of a lot of like of something like that. I've definitely heard a lot of crazy stuff. So I feel like that is just the next step is to eventually see one. And hopefully I can share it with you guys too. Hopefully we can all see it together. That would be rad. That'd be really rad. Howling Underdog Films. Howdy folks, what's going on? Hawk said, I don't believe I know. Yeah, and there's just so many stories out there where, and I hate to be that guy that's just like basing everything on eyewitness accounts, but I just can't believe some of these encounters. You hear a story. I'll never forget that Chewbacca Man story on Sasquatch Chronicles, where like the kid goes over this guy's house where like he has a kid and like they go play in like the Louisiana swamps. It was like Texarkana or something like that. And like, yeah, the kid just had like this other rando kid had like a Sasquatch friend back there. And it's like you hear those types of stories where it's like, I don't know, like that just seems real to me, you know? But even the more mundane stuff, like I've heard one of the ones that really got me was I think it was either a Bigfoot eyewitness radio. I think that's what it was. And there was a guy who was going to check out surveying some hunting land he was going to lease out. He went out there and he just went out there with I think he had a dog and just had like a little shotgun. He wasn't looking to hunt or anything. He was just going out there to check it out. And he said he's walking through the woods and suddenly he felt like he was being watched. And he turned to his right and there was one just standing there, just your classic Bigfoot. And he said he's got this overwhelming feeling of just like, don't raise that gun. Like, we're cool if you don't raise that gun. So he didn't. He obliged. And they just kind of went their separate ways. So something about that, like, man, that story like really stuck with me. I was like, there's something to that. You see 1.5 4K. Yeah, and that's the thing. I really hope I get with that DJI. But I'm quite impressed with this little the battery life I'm impressed with, but this little night vision one that I usually have set up here. It gets decent quality. I maxed it out as far as I can. I got a few things adjusted, and then I have watched some videos on how to kind of like clean those up through Adobe Premiere, just so like resolution wise. So I'm hoping that even something like that would be pretty solid. I think that's gonna like maxes out at night vision. I think that's like 1080, which isn't bad. 1080 is like 2005 good. Joanne B7 says, yes, I saw one 30 feet away. its left was a smaller one. The big one was about 8 feet tall. Yeah, you hear so many stories, and it's like it's got to be out there. Now, another incident that happened. What's that sound? Is that rain? So I was camping with me and my brother went on a camping trip. We were going to do the figure 8, which is in the southern end of the Uwaris. And you can start at Yates Place, which is a campground. And these two trails is the Uwari Recreation Trail, kind of snakes around, and then there's the Dutchman's Creek Trail, and it kind of snakes around. So you just start at Yates Place, or you can start in the south end, wherever you want to start at. But you're going to do the whole figure 8, and it's the total. It's about 20 miles. Each trail is, I think, 10 miles. One might be 9, the other one's like 11, but it's a 20-mile total hike. And we started out, and we didn't plan on going far the first night, and we went down to the Dutchman's side. And the first mile you get, the first mile on it, you make your way down the actual Dutchman's Creek, which is like a valley. And it was a nice creek that just kind of snakes through there. And on it is like a little peninsula area where people camp a lot in. There's like a kind of established fire, but there's almost always kind of some people camping there. This was like, I think, a Friday or maybe a Thursday. So there wasn't really anyone out there. So we're like, let's use this one. And we hung out there till about, I would say, like maybe midnight. And we were about to turn in. I was sleeping in a tent at this time. I just had like my mesh up. And my brother goes over to crack this log over a tree. And it kind of cracks and it breaks in half. And he goes to throw it on the fire. He just throw a couple big logs on, so you got coals in the morning. So it's not so hard to start up a fire. And over on the mountain, probably like, I don't know how far it would have been, 1,000 meters. But on top of this mountain, you hear like a knock, like a distinct, like bam, just like a Louisville slugger smacking off a tree. And we wait a moment, and then we heard it from behind us on the other mountaintop behind us. And it was a little bit closer, maybe like 8,000, no, maybe like, I don't know. They're not far. You're in a valley, and these hills aren't like massive. So maybe like 800 meters. And you hear like crack. Then he waited a moment, and then I shit you not, maybe 50 yards away, you just hear one. It's like bam, and it's down in the creek valley with us. So we did it again. Like my brother hit it across the tree, and waited a moment, and then bam, bam, and then boom, real loud, and this time in a completely different spot. It like moved. So we devised this plan. We did this like a couple times, and it responded every time. And so I was like, okay, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn off my headlamp. You keep knocking on the wood, and I'm gonna go out there and where it's narking, like the darkness of where it's at. I'm just gonna walk out there. Like if it wanted to kill us, like it would have done it. You know what I mean? Like it's not coming in closer. And honestly, I had like a playful vibe about it. Like it wasn't like a malicious vibe at all. I actually felt like, oh, there was some sort of like tit for tat kind of thing going on here. This is cool. So I walk out there in the dark. And my brother knocks on the wood, same thing, boom, boom. And this time, like, bam. And it was like 15 yards away. I spin my head around. I hit my headlamp on. All like this is like a second, like literally a second. So it's like, wham, and nothing. I could see the spot where it had to be. It was nothing. There was nothing there. And this went on for another 20 minutes where it was always staying just, well, that's the thing. I can't even explain how it's out of there so fast. But it was always within maybe like 15 to 25 yards, but it was constantly moving around me. And I never saw it. But like, there was so many times where I thought, this is it. Like, I'm waiting to see like Harry and the Hendersons just standing there. Never saw it. And that really like blew my mind. And then, oh wait, there he is. He's in chat. It was the night of the snake. Yeah, that was the night we were getting crawdads out the river. And then some snake like rolled up between us. That's when you can see me walk on water. But yeah, that was like another thing where it's like it's unexplainable, and I can't explain it in my head. It doesn't make sense in my head. But that was a wild night. Lots of people Bigfoot hunting out there. Oh yeah, in fact, when I was up there, it's in one of my earlier live streams. We were up there. We visited Medoc Mountain because we always heard. I've always heard stories from up there. So I was with Julia Sims there at the time, and we set up there, and there was like. I thought I had sort of an odd incident, but at the same time, it's like we were hearing weird noises, but we knew for a fact there's Bigfoot hunters in like a campground not too far away, like maybe within like a mile or like a half a mile. It was fairly close. What's going on, Hal Ben Holler? But I did a stream from there, And it's a weird forest. And in fact, I talked to Michelle and Scott about this, that same area, because we went to the same there's a cryptid museum up there. Check it out. If you're ever in, I think it's Littleton, North Carolina, check out the Bigfoot Museum. And it was a haunted hotel too. But that night, it was like 3 a.m. I do what I normally do. I get up out of bed. I kind of I haunt the place. I might make some coffee. I'll definitely grab a drink or something, and then I just like chill out for a little bit. I get out there, and 3 a.m. I'm standing out, and we're in like a little camper down a couple camp spots away, and these are like pull-throughs. Was like a large, nice. I may be wrong, but I think it was like a Brinkley brand camper. If you don't know what that is, that's like a nice camper. It's like real nice. And I'm hearing like something hit it. Like it sounded like someone, like a branch. There's no wind, but it sounded like someone hit it with a branch. It was like bam. And it was so loud that they had a dog inside, and it started barking like crazy. And I'm standing there and I'm going like, I can't really see the camper because through a couple trees, like we were on like a row of like pull-throughs, and there was like a few trees in between each one. Nice campsite. I would actually recommend it. But yeah, so then it happens again. It's like bam. This one time it's really loud. And it sounds exactly that, like something's throwing branches at it. And I was thinking that was weird, but I don't know, because there was like, not saying Bigfoot hunters were like smashing up a camper, but I guess there was just too much Bigfootery going on, where I was just like, I don't know what to do with this. You know what I mean? Motorboat champ. And hey, MK, you marathon tonight. We'll see. Yeah, we got Hal been hollering in the chat. We're just talking about whatever. I went through some of my old pictures. I guess I should probably bring up. I don't like being the only thing on screen, so I'm gonna bring up at least that footprint. And I'm just gonna have that. Like, yeah, we'll just look at that. It's cool to see that there's like so many variations with encounters too. And like with that situation, like I said, I've never seen one, but at that time I knew from listening to Sasquatch Chronicles and like Bigfoot Eyewitness Radio. What was another one too, like Bigfoot World Radio or something like that. That like that was like Bigfoot behavior. But what I couldn't compute, and this is where I think the woo might have started coming into the whole thing, was like, how am I not seeing it? How can it be that fast and move out of the way that quick and not make a sound? I could not comprehend that. And I'm open to anything. So like that was really like when after that night, I always kind of that's where it started at, where like I kind of put it a little bit in the woo category. Like I can't explain that. And I'm the first guy to say, like, you know, I've seen like special forces people like do maneuvers and things like that. And like if you like turn your head for a blink of a second, like some like special forces sniper can like disappear essentially. Like you won't see them. And there's people in chat that will agree with me. Like there's people who have like a innate ability to hide. So like I can see how, if you're not familiar with even like what the full extent of human capability, that like you might see me like it's supernatural. But like in this, I was like, there's no way it's moving this fast. Like there's no way, and not making a sound. How is it doing it? The only thing I could think of, and I came out there a week or two later, and this time I bushwhacked in from the backside where like it would have came in at. And I did find like baseball size kind of rocks that were like laying on top of the foliage, which so means like it was placed there or like maybe thrown there. But even with that, I can't comprehend how I didn't hear. If it hit a tree, it's got to hit the ground, and I didn't hear that. So I couldn't. Even the rock didn't really make sense. Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is the footprint that got me back into it. You know what I mean? Some banners here. What else is going on? Is everyone reeling from any Patterson and Gimlin talk? What's going on? I'm glad that's kind of like settled down. Now it's like you kind of gotta go look for it if you want to talk about it. That first week, it was just like in your face everywhere. Fun stuff though. Assuming it's the left foot, I could be wrong. Yeah, no, I assessed that it was probably the left foot, and you can kind of see why you kind of came to that conclusion. Seems like a big toe on that on like the side that's down, then kind of tapers off into it. I was thinking, you know, I often trip with my left foot too, so maybe we got something Something in common. That's bunk, man. Which side of it? Yeah, I guess I like I said, I believe that footage every day up until I heard that other stuff. But like to me, it's not putting me off of this at all. Like I don't like people in the chat are saying like you don't need that for Bigfoot to be real, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Either way, however the chips fall, you know, it's not a necessity. Like it'll be fine. Part of me just because how hard it is to try to film these things, it kind of like makes sense that like yeah, like maybe that's why we never filmed it ever again. But like, this phenomenon is strange. Oh, we got Hawks. MK, Miguel, and Adam have sent a drone up after hearing nearby knocks, and nothing is seen by the drone. Yeah, and here's the thing about drones. Why I didn't get one. Well, one, I can't operate. What I really want a drone is for cool bus shots, a la Twister, flying by, you know, as the bus driving. Turns out I got to drive the bus, and I can't fly a drone. But those thermal drones are really amazing. I wonder if, and maybe I'm wrong, I haven't watched all their videos, so maybe they have picked up this tactic. One of the things I would say, like if you launch it from where you're at and it starts going up, that's more like an Overwatch maneuver. So like you would do that if you're trying to keep things away, like in a military sense, like because you're sending something up. That's clearly like an observation thing. And I give full credit to Bigfoot that like he knows what's going on. I can't explain it, but he does. It just seems like the woods boss knows what's going on. What I think I would like to see is actually like an actual like fighter strike, like search and destroy. Like when they're out there, they start experiencing something. Have that thing already in the air. What's the range on that thing? Like a mile, 2 miles? Get that guy all the way out there in that range, and you come flying in. I mean, you just wow. And because I think if you're gonna catch something with it, it's gonna be quick. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something really fast. Because I think these things can move. Just in a hiking sense, like 20 miles is a strong, good hiker in good health can easily do 20 miles a day. So what can one of these do? If it's 4 times your body mass, this thing could cover like 60 miles in a day, easy, without any issues. Just like that's a casual stroll for him. So, like, yeah, my thinking is like these things are moving fast if they are going. And that, yeah, line of sight only. That's another thing too. As we covered in that Sasquatch of the Sumter documentary, you don't need much to actually hide from thermal. I mean, you just have to dodge, it. So if there's a lot of creek beds, runoffs, hillsides, tree debris, foliage, that's another thing about that Sumter area. The foliage is so thick and it's covered and draped in pine needle straw. So everything looks like a hairy monster, honestly. Like because it's all just draped in this pine straw. That's enough to block. If you get behind a bush covered in that, you're invisible. So like I think if you're gonna catch something, it's gotta be fast. And like I would be moving them drones and like a fighter pilot. I'd be like, wow, coming in fast and low and just hoping you catch something going between some trees. Because I think you can do it. I think thermal technology is the best chance, but I also think it could also be a deterrent, much like IR lights and trail cameras. Fun stuff though. Coalition is talking about PGF daily. I don't know who the coalition is. Some people are a lot, and you know what? I mean, good on them, I guess. Because it is to some people, it's very important. I can take it or leave it. PG is inconclusive. Yeah, I guess it's where we're standing at. Having Wrench Crew and Miguel is a good combination. Yeah, I'm glad they kind of found each other. They work together well. You have another 107 pilot, you can extend to them. Oh, what's 107 pilot? Is Mulvey Motorsports? Are you in chat? Are you a 107? He's a private pilot, so he should be able to. Yeah, I'll give him a drone. He was telling me about he almost hit a drone at some point. Adam Miguel and their drones would be at the camp out. Nice. But tell them to use that tactic. Be like, hey, fly in like a fighter jet. Don't launch from there. Have it launched up in the air ready. Because, it's search and destroy. Like, if you start getting some knocks, fly that thing in. And then you can fly in from the other side, too. You might be able to push them. You never know. Try it. Give it a shot. An FAA drone pilot. That's what I was thinking. So, I mean, if someone with a pilot's license, you think that'd be easier and faster for them to get something like that? Amy True's leaving. Bye, guys. Everyone have a good night. Bye. And the PGF debate continues like it always did. Yeah, it will continue. Yeah, well beyond this now. Yeah. Yeah. Night, Amy. Have a good night. I guess it is kind of late. It's like 9. I think I just had too much coffee and now I'm amped up. It feels earlier than it is. Who has to go to that camp out? It's like a star-studded event. I'll tell you what. I got told a few of the stories that happened there, and it's a lot of the good creepy ones too. It's like from like I guess it's like an old Boy Scout camp, and I guess like the normal kind of sighting would be something kind of lurking outside, like walking past the windows of the place. So I would definitely recommend tracking down some stories from that place and getting yourself amped up for it. Get yourself primed for it. You know what I mean? I used to go out hiking. I'd listen to Sasquatch Chronicles when I was like sleeping. I'd put it on for sleep. And one time I was doing a section hike of the Mountain to Sea Trail, and it was the one that went into Linville Gorge. But I started like 30 miles before Linville Gorge, so I hiked for like days. And one night I was listening to Sasquatch Chronicles, and it was just like a shuffle playlist. And went to one of the old episodes, like one of the first like 30, where the audio is like crazy, like it jumps from here and there. And it was that opening where it was like the Sierra sounds with the Ohio. So like whoop, bloop, 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 bloop. And this thing's like, so I'm laying there and I get woken up because like it went to that new episode and the audio was like jacked up on it. And my phone's just like samurai chattering. And I'm like waking up. I grab it. I'm like, shh, be quiet. I'm like trying to turn it off. Because I was like, oh my God, I'm calling in Sasquatches out there. And I was literally like, I was nowhere near people. I was like 15 miles from anything. And that was a crazy trip. That was a whole, even outside of the cryptid stuff, that was just like a crazy trip. That was the first time I got like blisters, or like my feet were like hamburger meat. And I had to get off trail for like 2 days to let them kind of heal up a bit. And then I got some different socks. I think I even got different shoes on that fit a little bit better. And because what I wasn't used to was all the incline and down and like decline. Like it was like extreme stuff. Like some of that stuff I could just lay down and slide down. But then so I got off right before Linville Gorge, and then I hiked into Linville Gorge, which is like one of the most, its pain is worth its beauty. It's one of the hardest hiking spots in North Carolina, but you will see the most beautiful. I mean, you feel like you're in the Alps sometimes in some of those spots out there. It's just sheer cliff rock faces. Some like stuff just jets out. There's a place called Babel Tower. And it is what it is. I mean, you're inside this like I said, real sharp, almost canyon like. I mean, it's a canyon, yeah. But like, there's just this part where it outcrops out there, and it's real thin, real tall, and it's called Babel Tower, and it's just a wonderful place. It's kind of has these like wide open. It almost feels like a temple. It's a really incredible place. I remember the bear limpo. Yeah, that was the other thing too. So it was like a bear preserve out there, and we didn't hang our food one night because we were just so exhausted. My brother tagged along for this section after I got back from healing up, and so we slept with our food bags in our tents. And first off, I didn't know it was a bear preserve right away, but like first thing in the morning, we heard like rummaging down on this draw, and I immediately, there was no denying it. I was like, that's a bear. That's a bear. And I'm in one tent, and my brother's like either in a hammock or in another tent. And he's like, did you hear that? And I was like, yeah, that's a bear. So we like got up, started making noise and all this. And it didn't come up, thank God. But it was such an undeniable bear noise. Like it was just fun times. But be glad I don't know about the closure. Huge group. I feel with skeptics. Oh yeah. I don't mind skeptics, but I don't like people who are like how do I say it? I don't like the Michael Shermer type. Remember Michael Shermer? Remember that guy? Get Michelle to see you who with the Bigfoot. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean that's y'all. Yeah, so since you guys are bringing it up, I never wanted to bring it up because that's like y'all's thing, like your picture. But I've seen this picture. So Scott and Michelle in chat, they showed me this picture, and it was taken. I forget whose property it was on, but it's a picture of like a Bigfoot. Let me bring it like holding an orb, and you see his face, and you see his hand, and like above it is like an orb floating. I shit you not, like it's what it looks like. Wild stuff. And what my mind immediately connected with was I have this book here too somewhere, in the Stan Gordon Bigfoot and UFO Case Files. It covers the flap of high strangeness that took place in Pennsylvania between, I think, 72 to 73. I might be mistaken on that. It might be like 76, but anyway, not important. There was a mass sighting of a Bigfoot running down the road of like a neighborhood, like a paved road down the neighborhood, holding an orb. And multiple people saw this, like out their window, watching TV, watching whatever they were watching, Johnny Carson or whatever, and like Dick Cavett. And like you look over and there's a Bigfoot running down the street with an orb. It ran into the woods, and then they said a light shot up out of the woods. And that was one of the amazing stuff. And so when they told me that, when they showed me that picture, that's the first thing that popped in my head, because that's how I always imagined it. Like when I read that case, I was always like, oh, that's like, that would look gnarly, you know? What's it doing? And we ran out of water on the day hiker gives. Oh yeah, like Linville Gorge was we didn't know you can't drink the river water in the gorge because it's got lead in it, and they also mine uranium. I don't know if that's an issue to drink. Probably is. Sounds like it would be. But yeah, so you couldn't drink the river water. So we were like, oh, that nixed our plans. And then all the springs were just dead. There was nothing there. It was like hot summer. We went into the gorge and hiked 8 miles with like 1 liter apiece. And we were out that morning. So we woke up, there wasn't even water for coffee. There was nothing. Couldn't even wet your whistle. And we hiked out of there, and it was like another 4 miles. That was some crazy like Indiana Jones type stuff. There's one part where you walk along like a cliff wall, like classic Indiana Jones, like, and like you look down, it's like 200 feet, just drop down, and all it was some bushes that kind of stuck out around the ledge. So the ledge wasn't even as big as you thought it was, because you look through the bush, and you could look through the bush down to like trees. That place was wild. Bigfoot holding an orb sounds like a tattoo idea. Yeah, and honestly, that picture, if I get it somewhere. If they're okay with me sharing it, I'll share it. I didn't ever talk about it or bring it up because that's y'all's kind of bum. Who am I to do that? You know. Let me see if this is it. Oh. I'll keep an eye out for it though. But yeah, I thought it was fascinating, and that's what I always bring up. That was a big Stan Gordon. Going back to that for a second, that was a big reason why like he was the dude in Pennsylvania. If there was like a mass UFO sighting, which there was quite a few back in the day, probably still is, and these things would happen like football games and stuff like that. You could call Stan Gordon, starting the first 1-800 number. You could just call him. This started in like right after Kecksburg. I think he was 18 when he started this phone line or whatever it was. He was super young. And so you could call up and say, like, I saw some weird stuff, and he never judged anybody. So he'd had people, much like the BFRO kind of has like investigators in all across the state, and they would show up and take your report and gather whatever pictures and evidence they could. And he was like the first dude to do that. And so you got like up to date, fast responses, and a lot of that I think is why Pennsylvania is known for just having a high level of all kinds of high strangeness. But I think it was a lot of that's got to do with just like there's an apparatus put in place by someone to actually take those accounts. And it's fascinating. I love that there was he just took the reports for what they are, and you just read them, and they can be as crazy or as down to earth as you can think. It's a wild kind of phenomenon. Food is the best pillow, yeah. And if you get hungry, you can it's just right there for you. You know what I mean? Bigfoot holding an orb sounds like a tattoo, yeah. We're already in an hour. Nice. We'll wrap it up here in a little bit. Anybody seen any good movies? I watched something about what was it? Jim Downey. Did I already talk about the Jim Downey thing? Jim Downey was a comedy writer, and he's kind of like made himself into in his later years. He's become sort of a character actor, and now he's like acting a lot, and it's just kind of funny. He's the guy in Billy Madison that was the stupidest, most absurd. Everyone's dumber for having listened to that. That's that guy. He's like a legendary writer, though. There's a couple of good documentaries about him. Oh, Agata's got something to say. Agata's doing full Lion King over here. Let's take a look at this. Whoa, what's going on? No. I gotta put a kibosh to that. You can't do that. You can't do that, silly. We're keeping that window open though. Why don't you come down and hang out with me? That's where the real fun's happening. The great escape artist here. What do you have to say? He makes like little monkey noises all night, and I do kind of wonder, is that going to call in something? Look, answer. Blanket mode. He did. Did you see that? He was like full on. It was like the Dark Knight Rises. You know, people were chanting. You're about to make that jump. They can hear electricity within your bones, even if they're not turned on. It sounds to them like old dial-up sound, like the internet made. Oh, what was that about? Hello from Oregon, Gateway of the Cascades, Sweet Home. What's going on, Beezer, J, Trigger, Squeezer? What I'm interested in that. They hear electricity in your bones. We talk about like Bigfoot specific? Or are we talking about the other? I don't want to disturb the cat. He's like resting finally. Adam Sandler's a hoot. Yeah, that movie's really funny. I'm a huge fan of Norm Macdonald, so I love that movie too. He's great in that. One of my favorite comedy lines ever is when the news comes on and it's like a billionaire sends his son to school and all this, blah blah blah, and like what a waste of like money and all this stuff. And Norm Macdonald's like, "Hey, you think they're talking about you?" He says it so seriously. Albanola said, "Sorry, back on. I had to jump off for a call. Hello, everyone. They're back." We were just talking about Billy Madison first. We were talking about Jim Downey, then Norm Macdonald, then Billy Madison. Sasquatch of Force people. Do you have something to say? You're so soft. Yeah, just be like, I like. Here's something I never thought I'd get into is like the villain cat on the lap petting. Pretty cool. Pretty cool way to live. That guy's got like a mean look too. Yeah, you could be like a little mountain lion. Look at you. You got something to say? Why don't you make some monkey noises now? Yeah, we got Ristle here. The Sasquatch or Force people have a few engagements with them. They can talk. They're basically cavemen. I've always assumed they're like, just from stories I've heard, that they're basically like people. You know what I mean? And like more advanced than us. Like I can understand. Like imagine like we evolved in a way where we need like technology to be manufactured. We need to make stuff. But what if there's like an alternate path where like you evolve and the technology is organic, like your body just like figures out how to shoot some sort of zapping thing and how to like have like telepathy, like read your mind. Like that's some next level technology, you know, but it's like natural. And if the brain is, I know there's like a lot of caveats to this thing. Like the brain is a receiver and a transmitter, albeit if you ask like someone who really knows what they're talking about, it's very low power stuff, but like the ability is there. So do they just kind of, where are you going? Decide what you want to do. Yeah, but just imagine if we evolved in some other way. Damn, that's a large mic. Yeah, that's a big one. I like this one though. It was nice to plug things in. I was like, I'm 99% sure this is gonna work. I was feeling pretty confident tonight. I was like, I got this. I even put on my lucky shirt. It's my favorite flannel. I'm like, we would have a good night. Oh my god, this cat now. He's like, no, I was trying to. You can't squeeze out that window. You can't squeeze out that window. This is the life inside the bus. What are you talking about? The HBH mug came today. Oh, right on. Was there a new mug design? I wasn't tracking the new mug. We invent technology to allow us to offset a relatively weak body. Yeah, and that's kind of humans' history. Like we outperformed through our thinking and teamwork than anything else. Whereas, like, if you were like a true, intelligent beast of the forest, and like you're like it's the ice age, and you got to take down like mammoths and stuff, like you would need to be uh, physically built for that. But you're then like safe, so like does your body just continue to like improve exponentially beyond that? Because that's what happened with humans. Like there's a this is where all the conspiracy stuff comes from with like DNA alternating, which I'm like totally fascinated by the whole topic. Because 2 million years ago, something just happened and we took off. Like it was just we just shot into like the evolutionary atmosphere above everything else. So like imagine if that just happened like in another way where like your body, like your physical body just becomes like, hey, you want gamma ray zapping power, you got it, buddy. And like just a couple thousand years you can actually like do. I could see it. I'm not a scientist, but I totally see it. You know what I mean? Like the the advanced in ways and others they would be called socially retarded and heavily emotional. That was another thing that I was really interested in. I don't remember the person who came up with it, but it was like the autistic Sasquatch theory. And this guy that kind of pointed out that like their behavior really aligns up with like certain levels of like autism, but like on the like also like what do they call it? What's like a prodigy? You know what I mean? Like if someone has a kid that can just play like Beethoven right off the bat, what's that called? Is it just a prodigy? But like something like that. So could that happen in a population of primates? And then like your brain literally just kind of like reprograms and becomes like a higher functioning piece of equipment. And then like what abilities would that give you? There's a cat trying to crawl out my window. Get down. Where's that squirt bottle? Oh, I'm gonna find that squirt bottle. He's all right though for now. I like talking like genetic altering primates and then having to look for a squirt bottle to spray my cat. Can we enhance common sense? Oh, yeah, there we go. Technology helps offset weakness and at the same time contribute to new weakness. Yeah, absolutely. They told me Eve is their mother as well as a related mind speak is telepathy and other thing is a power called wind walking. Interesting. Kind of where people say they kind of have that float effect when they're walking away. They're very like their head stays on a very level height. Yeah, I am in the bus tonight, Mickey. This is the bus, baby. Let me see if I can pop on some more lights real fast. I'll give you guys a quick little walk around. Can't go too far with you, but there's the cab there. And there's my living area there. Just a little twin size bunk. There's the trunk that kind of just keeps extra blankets and gear. And that's sort of like the kitchen area. The little electric faucet. There's tuna back there. I don't know where Gata went to. He might have jumped out that window for all I know. Who got that? We'll find out. Then yeah, back there you kind of see the coffee cart over there. And then the rest is pretty much you can't see, but way in the very back is the back there is the toolbox next to the generator. And that lift gate is functional, so you guys probably can't hear me for crap, right? But yeah, that lift gate really isn't functional. I mean, I said it is functional, so I have like all the heavy stuff kind of coordinated around that. So if I ever have to like, I can empty this thing out relatively quickly, if just by loading up that lift gate, dropping it, and I can have this whole thing emptied out fairly fast. So one day when I come up with the if this whole endeavor is successful, I want to do a complete retrofit. And it's going to be like a square one design. But I do like the center bed in this office setup. I'm going to cut off these lights. Oh, I'm getting that like light ray down there. Look at that. Whoa. That's the thumbnail. There we go. Right on. Get this raised up just a little bit. The shape of water is a good place to start. Thought forms and color spectrums, what day existing between dimensions or slip dimensions. Now we're getting there. Been saying that for years. They call the shadow realm. They have the way to haze or fog the mind. We have a lot of these abilities, but we don't develop them. Describes as savant. That's it. A savant. Yeah. They have like savant attributes. Opus. Oh, I was thinking, my mind, if anybody was wondering what happened there, my mind just started thinking about Mr. Holland's Opus. I was like, I haven't seen that movie in forever. I just remember he had a Corvair in that movie. I was like, oh yeah, their son like fixed it by like putting a screwdriver on it, and you could hear the valves tapping, even though he was deaf. Or they saw every other type of bipedal hominid get wiped out by sapiens. So survival meant they would have to adapt mass or stealth as exposed to technology. That's another option to look at it. That's on the page there. It's not that any protection we would actually need protection. We have a terrible lack of understanding. The government knows way more than you may. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I have no doubt. Like the government knows a lot of stuff. But I come from a mentality of I'm not like I was saying this the other night. I'm not interested in disclosure because like if you've seen something, it's real to you. So you don't need someone else to like reinforce it. You know what I mean? Like it's real. We can just all go from there. I get this. Got this terrible like glare coming in. It's called Opus or so. Am I not saying that right? Or Savant? Well, either way, I was thinking about Richard Dreyfuss aging like 50 years over the course of 2 hours, and did kind of end up looking like old Richard Dreyfuss. Like they kind of got it right. Oh, Way the Sploot's in here. What's up, Way the Sploot? I don't know if I welcome Pork Chop Express, but welcome Pork Chop Express. The raid's a cool effect until the cat goes floating through the air. Like I said, I haven't seen Ogata. He may have successfully gotten through that window. I would not put it past him. It's all in God's hands now. Save the pickles. It's a big deal. To all the tinfoil away. Bingo, the only way I knew. Yeah. Yeah. I always feel welcome, but right on. But yeah, I like thinking about like what is a Sasquatch like, and like why does it come here? You know, because it definitely shows up. I will say for sure one thing, when it's here, it is like flesh and blood when it's here, and it's like doing things that like a flesh and blood thing does. But like, does it determine when it's coming and going, and then why? Like, is deer just like really good? You know what I mean? Like, is venison just like the heat? That's a good answer. I would accept that answer. What's going on, Minerva? What's going on? Yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about. What is it doing here? But yeah, deer could be the explanation. It's just tasty. I really don't know if the cat's on the roof, too. That's the other thing that happened. Let me find that picture. Oh, I don't think I sent it to him. I showed you guys those sweet hot dogs from yesterday, right? That's some hot dogs. That's some dollar dogs. $2 and like 54 cents. Can you beat that? And some ice cold sweet tea. We're gonna need a bigger boat. These things are able to escape underground tunnel systems, what they've been spotted. Yeah, I know out west there they have those like lava caves and all that, and there's always like a lot of sightings around there. In fact, there was a movie I watched. It was produced by REI, and it starred David Cross. He was from the Bob and Dave show. You'd know him if you saw him. He was also in like Arrested Development. But it's based on a true story of this guy who's going out studying bees or birds, something. That's not the point of the story. But his wife's like dying from cancer, so he's like he has to go out for like an adventure, like he needs like that in his life. And he goes out there and he has like a Bigfoot experience. Like he finds a footprint, and like the entire movie, a lot goes on in that movie, but like there's always just like Sasquatch presence like in the movie. And it ends in those lava caves. It ends with him like in these caves, and like something is like pursuing him. Man, what's the name of that? I got Yeah, I can't be talking about it. David Cross Bigfoot movie. The Dark Divide came out in 2020. Let me see if I can bring something up about it. I'll share it here in a second. Share screen. Yeah. But this one, yeah, it was a good movie. It's all right. But yeah, like the whole, I didn't realize getting into it that it was like a Bigfoot movie, but it totally was. It's all right. Now, before I get copyright struck, let me get rid of that. You never know here. I'll leave them dogs up on this. Look at this gander at these dogs. Thank you for reading my comments. My comments, find a good place for your viewers to start. If you want to know about the language, look up the. I'm gonna say I'm a butcher all of this, sir. I was gonna warn you. Algonquin language called Abernathy, also spoken in Quebec. Interesting. If I stretch beyond flesh and blood, I lean towards the mimic theory with Bigfoot dogma. If something can read our minds, it can also mimic and scare us through mental trickery. Absolutely. And that's something I think about too a lot. Like, is there a traditional, like, relic hominid, flesh and blood Bigfoot? And then there's just something else that is mimicking it. It can turn into whatever it wants. Because then, like, I don't discount these other reports like goat squatch and sheep squatch and these other types of like cryptids that are large humanoid based things. I don't discount any of them because, like, what if that's an element to it? Because people do talk about, like, what they call, like, the shimmer man, like the predator effect, something moving around through the woods. What if, I've thought about this a lot. What if there's like a beyond apex predator? What if there's something that has survived all the major cataclysms in Earth's history, like at least starting from, like, let's say the Cretaceous or something, and there was just some predator that just always managed to hang on? Would it have some crazy effects like that? Would it be that skill of a hunter? And maybe that's where some of these people go. And like, if it can shapeshift, then, like, is it just putting on things to intimidate, hide itself? Because, like, there is a element of, like, wearing somebody else's uniform. Like, you are kind of throwing the light off of you. It's a red herring that you're wearing. Oh my god! Oh god! I really don't want to. I'm gonna get the squirt bottle. I don't want to close that hatch because it feels great, that wind coming in here. Don't ruin it for the rest of us, Ogata. You know what that is? You know what that is? That's Family Dollar right here. Squirt bottle. We cool? We cool. Sometimes you gotta pull out the heavy hitters for these things. Minerva said that was an awesome movie. Yeah, I really liked it. I went into it not knowing anything about it, and also, like, I love the aspect that as well. You, like, totally a true story, but I found it interesting. I guess that guy actually in real life is, like, all into Bigfoot now. I guess he goes to conventions and stuff. I wish I could remember his name, but I've got on my Tubi watch list. He's the butterfly guy. That's it, butterflies. That's right. That's what he studies. Yeah, and he's doing some crazy hiking trail. Like, it's one of those things where, like, if you're not ready for it. Hub and Holler said The Dark Divide is a good book. Yeah, it's based on the book. I guess it's all written from him. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. And David Cross, I was just surprised because I am a big Bob and Dave fan. Spiritualism is a path. There's no escape from God. That is with you, before you. Some of the oldest names for God is the breath. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Wild man and Sasquatch, two different things. Oh, that's interesting too. Yeah, Halbin Holler had that case in the Laughing Beast area where there was a difference between this guy who was just in the journal, but the report itself distinguished between a booger and a Sasquatch as two different things. Which we know mostly in the South is, like, a booger usually just means Sasquatch, but that's an interesting other way. Like, so the Sasquatch might be more spiritual side of things, like more of the more investigations with Dogman. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's happening. I actually got recently, and maybe he's in chat or he's listening, but I met one of my subscribers last week, And he I'll let him tell the full story, but he recounted a dogman story not far from here, like within 45 minutes to an hour, I think he said. They have the ability, just like we have lost, like how to make ourselves transparent, and you can shoot to them, explain to me that we are all energy, and the understanding of it has diminished, like the force. But yeah, like how do we know that like we aren't being diminished ourselves through crazy population control? Whoa, this is crazy. We're in the bus though. We can talk crazy. There's a book called The Hall of the Mountain King that shows the fictional crossing of evolution where Squatch can create fire tools for survival, and we are treated as food. Scary thought. Interesting. There was a report up in Alaska that I always found fascinating where it was a hiker. I think it was a hiker. I read a lot of hiking reports because I'm a hiker. But this guy noticed he set up camp and he wasn't making a fire, but he noticed that down a ways he could see like some smoke and like some orange, like there's a fire down there. And he goes down there and it's an empty campsite. But he said it looked like a caveman's camp. Like there was like you know, like what do you call it, like flapped like arrows and like knives, and like it was like a primitive person's like campsite. And he got freaked out, went back to his campsite, packed up, and like went back a few miles back where he came from. And something like that really fascinates me. Like that could be more in like the relic hominid area, but like in a place like Alaska or like the Columbia Plateau and like northern Canada, like that's where you're gonna find like there's got to be all kinds of crazy stuff up there. I talked about that American exposition in 1958, I think it was. Something else might shock people here is that they don't die of cancer. That doesn't surprise me at all. I was done after that first Big Mac. You know it. Robert Powell is the author. Oh, okay. Robert Powell. That was for The Dark Divide. If anybody's wondering. Not all of them cannibals, but many of them are the reasons why they come into our world, and it's because there's things they call the unspeakable that are more dangerous to them, to even them and us. See, that's where I'm thinking like of that. Like I don't know if that's what you're implying, but like that's where my brain goes to like some sort of like, oh, boogers were supernatural. Interesting. David Gardner said Joe is the real wild man. He is. Please remove the hot dog. I'll put a more appropriate picture up. I don't even want to show. I'll show you the nachos. The nachos are like, oh my god. I think because I like was sharing the stuff and tagging that place in post, and they like I think the next day I came in because I got like what did I get the first day? Oh, that barbecue pizza, pulled pork barbecue pizza with possum venom piss sauce on it and onions. But look at these nachos I got too. Look at that. That's some fresh jalapenos on that, pulled chicken, and like a white cheese sauce. Oh my god. I don't know. Like this is like I got this at like 11 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if like eating like 2 full jalapenos is recommended, but I did it. Oh my god, it was delicious. I'll put the book Bigfoot for like I said earlier in my comments, the Northwest Native Tracker channel here on YouTube. Yeah, check out the Northwest Native Tracker channel here. What would a 4-dimensional being look like in a 3-dimensional space? Would it be hazy, shimmering finger? Yeah, that's another thing because it's like light bending. You know, our minds go to like the Predator because like that's what we've seen in cinema. But like, what is that act actually being? Like, is it 4th dimensional? Sasquatch force field, they have. You can build this, yes, but there's also other things out there, and that yes, there are shapeshifters and stories about all over the world. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like all these, like that Dogman account I heard last week. Like that guy connected it to like a Jumanji mosquitoes in here. Okay, anyway. But he had connected it to like his own religion and his own culture. And like that's how it is with everyone. Like all of the ancient cultures, all the ancient religions, they all have these variants in it. Like they all exist there. That's what blows my mind, you know. The Book of Enoch also gives a great insight how many times different beings are crossed between these cryptid groups go. Yeah. The Book of Enoch's fascinating. David Rivers, liminal areas. There we go. David Rivers, liminal areas. I think they either don't want to hurt us, can't hurt us, or they are forbidden from hurting us. Show me someone who actually on record getting their ass beat by a cryptid. not just intimidated by one. That's another thing too. I've often speculated, like, what if we hurt being around? Like, what if we're putting off something just like people get zapped? What if we're doing that if we have some effect on them where like they don't want to be around us? Yes, it's against the rules when they harm us, but some of them do and get away with it. But it wouldn't go tell me the enforces the rules of some of them upon their own, but there was a higher group. The laughing beast is a crazy place. I wish Jesse and Joe can capture that on audio. And yeah, like when I was there, I went there 2 or 3 different nights, and we caught some vocalizations down in that like kind of valley area. But for the most part, I didn't. Then I had that weird, crazy thing with the sound stick, where like it sounded like the like hail, like screaming, moaning hail. I had that weird incident there. Tuna, you okay? That pollen's getting so thick. She's already got bad sinuses. But like the actual laughing beast, I would have loved to have heard that. PCX agreed. Why don't they hunt us and will if they are so physically superior? Those are part of the equation that we're missing. Absolutely. Like that's, but it's like, you know, you got to factor in some of these other options. Like I said, like they're not supposed to. That makes sense to me. Like some sort of like barrier that they just have. Going out of my mind with the dogs and the nachos. That's why I put the footprints up. But then let's take a look at that nacho real quick. Whoa, buddy. That's Bigfoot Bar and Grill. I'm hoping to get a free thing of nachos. You're killing me. I mean, with the Mickey said the laughing bee spot's wild. Yeah, it is. It really is. It's got a vibe down there for sure. You're killing me, MK, with the food pigs. The predator shimmering was mechanical. Yeah, the predator itself is like that's like a device. Don't get me on a tangent with Predator because I'm like the biggest fan of that new Predator. People are like, oh, it's gone mainstream. I'm okay with that. Like we've done it all already. Let's go mainstream. Let's go full Star Wars universe. Full like protagonist Predator that we hang out with and we know about his family life. We know his family. Like I'm with it. Sign me up. If I wanted to be close to humanity, I wouldn't be out running around the woods. Yeah, well, you know, and then like we have often come across, and I say we like in terms of like the documentaries I worked with Help and Holler on, like there seem to be kind of in that area close to civilization or close to some level of civilization, where there's like campgrounds or like homes out in the woods, but it's like they want to get. It's like they want to be kind of close to us. Somewhere they want to keep an eye on us, if you may. The books of giants follow the books of Enoch that talks of the fallen angel manipulation of DNA of humans with other animals. Yeah, because you have like all those like throughout all history. You got like all kinds of different like mixtures of animals. Anubis. What's the other ones? What's that? What's the bull one in the labyrinth? I'm gonna take a swig while I think about that. What's up, Tuna? Tuna, you want to come over and say hi? The ones you eat a lot of crayfish usually develop a red pigment to their faces, and they're known as the red bone people on the sun face. People who have teeth like a shark. Well, I wish I had teeth like a shark. What's your thoughts on, because you're from that area up through there, and that's like, what is your thought on the Todd Standing and like some of the pictures he has? I find some of them fascinating, particularly that one where it's like a very flat face, like almond blacked out eyes, and like a really thin mouth and nose. Like, what's your thoughts on those? Also, there's known sun face people that are the ones known to take people. Push up says nachos. Yeah, I know. It's hard to tone down nachos. That's a hard thing to turn down. Recently started watching YouTube channel Crypto Reality. Mind blown. Northwest Native Tracker is pretty good too. Yeah, it's another shout out for Northwest Native Tracker. Check them out. I'll check them out after this. Alan Lasser said, Uwari, I am in Uwari. I'm in the heart of Uwari right now. Not really in the woods, though. I had to do a little quick refit. I'd rather not play bait with my luck. They'd be like big fluffy turkey for the talking or for the taking. Oh, yeah. A lot of people would. Dave Garner said Minotaur. Yeah, that was it, the Minotaur. Oh, that's a great question. This is what I do this for. MK, Manila Ogadzuki. Manila all the way. Listen, he's ugly. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, this is the two kids of Godzilla, Manila Ogazuki. Gozuki was the one in the Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I'll give it canon. I'll include him. He's proper. But Manila, there's something about that Son of Godzilla movie. To me, that's like one of my favorite like kids movies. Every parent should show the like small child the Son of Godzilla. So yeah, Manila's got my heart. I like Manila. I know he's ugly. I know he's weird. Doesn't even look like Godzilla. But man, when Godzilla steps on his little tail and he spits those little plasma rings out, that's baller. Centaurs, yeah. Like all throughout history, all different cultures, they all have these mixed humanoid beings, you know. He knows. Yeah, I gotta go with just for comparison. There has to be Manila, Godzuki. How is that not popping up instantly in my search bar? Let me get a nice side by side. Oh, this is a good one. I'm about to bring it up, so you can see what we're talking about. This is actually the perfect picture. Where's it at? Death battle. Yeah, I'm Manila all the way. That's the one on the left. Godzuki, come on. I mean, he's a tryhard, and he got little wings. He tries to flap around and fly. Manila, listen, that guy's your friend. He's a friend to all people. I think it doesn't sound like the moon-eyed people. Are you talking about that picture of Todd standing, or what the other one was said? Todd pictures, they're very compelling. I think so. I stand with standing. You choose correctly. That's the perfect one for the Bigfoot show. Are there human hybrids, or we've just been furries for longer than we think? Oh, that's interesting. We're looking at. Someone's making a weird noise. Might be the inverter. Let me check the power supply. I'm having weird power issues the last couple days. And today it should have gotten like a good solid charge. Please don't be like a red thing. Please don't show me a red warning light. Okay, we're all right for now. We're at 80%, but I can idle my engine here. It's not an issue. I'm not camping next to anyone. You said I chose correctly. I think so. I gotta stand up for Manila. The ending of that movie, Son of Godzilla, is like Godzilla like holding Manila, because Godzilla like didn't have this kid. It just like was born. it is just another Godzilla, but he just has to deal with it. And like the end is like Godzilla like hugging him, and it's snowing, because the whole plot of the movie, there's like a weather control system set up. That Godzilla movies are nuts, by the way. That's why I love them. There's like a weather control system by some evil people that are set up on the island. So once they get destroyed, there's a whole plot with like people shipwrecked, and no, like a kid is shipwrecked or something. Whatever. But once that gets shut down, the island becomes like Arctic, and it starts snowing, and they like freeze to death. They don't freeze to death; they just freeze, because you can just unthaw Godzillas. The baby Godzilla. That's the best plot point of space. Godzilla versus Space Godzilla is the hey, freeze. We're not doing that right now. You just had treats like an hour ago. Drink some water. You're just bored. They never showed you Mr. Godzilla. There is no Mr. Godzilla. Godzilla is just Godzilla. I always like that about it. I don't need an explanation. Well, it's like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2. We're getting into it now, guys. This is where the show really peaks. I'm gonna bring up a Bigfoot footprint just for people know that this is a Bigfoot show. But in what was I talking about? Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. Like that's the taking of the like Godzilla movies, and I like that baby Godzilla. That baby Godzilla is Kino, as I would say. Bring that up. Baby, I guarantee if I just type in baby Godzilla, and he was actually in a few of those movies. Like you actually got to watch him grow up a little bit. But when he was born, nobody had any clue. It's in Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2, right? There's an egg appears, because that's how they are born. There's just an egg just appears. There's no explanation for it, and you don't know what's inside the egg. And Rodan is taking in this movie, like Rodan's taking this egg. He's like protecting it. So you assume, oh, it's Rodan's child. And at the end, it's not. It's Godzilla's child. And Rodan and Godzilla team up and they fight Mechagodzilla. And it's a great movie. I highly recommend it. Cat check. Yeah, we got ourselves a tuna here trying to escape out the window. Tuna, come over here and see your fans. Come on over here. Come see your people. We're calling for you. And Ogata ran underneath the, he's in the wheelhouse. He's in the cat house right now. Oh, yeah, no rush on that, Scott. I just got a message from Scott about that picture of Bigfoot holding an orb. Yeah, no rush on that. You can send it to me. I'll be streaming at some point, and I'll throw it up there. A daily dose of tuna. Okay, good night, y'all. I can't spell anymore. All right, good night, Mickey. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, I'll be wrapping it up here. I don't want to go more than 2 hours. So I pulled the pin on the Godzilla grenade, y'all. That's all I ask of you, Pork Chop. Just pull that pin. I can just zone in. I can lock in, and I'm good. The Fursona Lavinia would have been a goddess 5,000 years. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Thanks for showing up. Thank you guys so much for everything. The obligatory banned by Toho cover photo. I do need to get that. Yeah, Toho is notoriously strict on their copyright, and they kind of lose. They're changing now. Still though, if you try to find clips of like Godzilla -1, they're going to be edited, chopped up a lot because Toho don't mess around. But they are changing. They just initiated I think it was like $4 billion. It was called the Godzilla Initiative. And it's mostly heavily investments into theaters across America and Europe, because Toho owns 98% of. If Goblin Warts is in here, and he's gonna be listening later, he'll tell you, Toho owns like 98% of the movie theaters in Japan. So when a Godzilla movie comes out, Toho produce, going out to Toho theaters, that's money for them. So they're actually thinking about going into the theater business outside of the country, and I think they have a couple in Korea or something like that. But they call it the Godzilla Initiative because they're going to push for leasing out the IP address for video games, the IP for like video games, comic books, more movies, everything. Theme parks that was listed in there. So we might have like a Godzilla renaissance here very soon. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping it up. Thanks, y'all, for showing up. It's good to talk to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that little video. There's some nachos. There's some dogs for you. Let me ask you, Manila or Godzuki? Sleep on that. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Sleep tight. Enjoy. I'm sure I'll see you guys on streams and in chats across the interwebs. Goodbye.